Hey guys, in this video we're going to go over why did I attract the effort into my life. For those of you who are stuck on an ex who was no good to you anyway, this one's for you. I'm going to walk you through the underlying thoughts and belief system that attract him in, just so you have that understanding, because I know that's what a lot of you are looking for right now. And then I'm going to walk you And then I'm going to channel a message from Spirit for anyone who's going through this, what they have to say to you. And then I'm going to walk you through a process of how to release the effort and call in the new Prince Charming. So oftentimes when you attracted someone in who you might call them narcissistic, abusive, perhaps self-absorbed, emotional abuse, psychological abuse, you might label it something like that, or maybe it was just someone who, even if they were healthy, you just didn't understand why it didn't work out with them. You didn't. So when you break up, sometimes it's so easy to go back and start analyzing. It's so easy to go back and go, why me? Why me? Why did this happen to me? Like, I'm a good person. I try to be nice. You like kind of justify all the reasons of why this horrible thing shouldn't have happened to you. That's not where you want to be, guys. That's not where you want to be. If you're justifying why this experience that you didn't like, of why it shouldn't have happened to someone like you, you're focusing on the problem. Because you're focusing on this thing that you don't want. Why did I get this thing that I didn't want? You're going to keep calling in the players. You're going to keep calling in the non-committal person. You're going to keep calling in the people that just don't understand you or vibe quite right. You gotta, sometimes you can go back and think, well, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Why didn't they want to do the activities that I wanted to do? Like everything I've read has been, if they really like you, they'll do X, Y, Z. So everything's been like rammed down my throat. If I was really good enough, if they really liked me, then that shows that I'm really good enough, like all the books have said. No. You can't internalize it, guys. You cannot internalize it. There's nothing wrong with you that made them act the way they acted. They acted the way they acted out of self-protection, not trying to get hurt themselves. Probably one of those two reasons, believe it or not. But again, you don't even want your mind to go there. Well, maybe they didn't mean it that way. Well, maybe they just didn't sleep enough. Oh, well, they have this condition, so he can't do that. Now you're justifying why they treated you the way they treated you that didn't feel good. You're focusing on the solution, not the problem. Instead, call it back to you. Call it back to, whoa, that didn't feel good the way they treated me. Use it as awareness to, whoa, my emotional indicator system is working, and this bad feeling in my chest, this person's not good for me. That's a no. This person highlighted so clearly in me the process to listen to my yeses and my no's so strongly. They so strongly helped me tune into what feels good in a relationship and what does not feel good. So now I really know I want these kind of experiences. That person is helping me get more detailed, more clarity in what I want. Because I can almost guarantee, ladies and gentlemen out there, why you attracted in that player or the girl who won't commit, the girl who kind of strings you along, or whatever your personal story is. It likely has to do with you sending off a vibrational ping, a step one law of attraction ask of, yeah, I want to get married. Underneath that, though, is, what would that look like? Do I even know how to be in a relationship? Or do I know what I want? And a lot of times you're like, yeah, I want someone to hold my hand and to go out to dinner and sex. And then when you get that, you're like, whoa, okay, I'm going out to dinner with this person. I had the sex. Whoa, they're kind of boring, though. They don't have a personality. So then you get clarity. Now you're getting the good sex, the dinners, and they're funny. Then you're like, whoa, he's funny, but now I know I want someone who's also emotionally mature. And then you go on and on and on and on until you get the clarity of what you want. So a lot of times when you deal with those really painful experiences, you're getting a lot of clarity all at once. Like, whoa, I did something that attracted in this person that doesn't feel good. You got to take ownership of it. You're like, whoa, I attracted in this person that doesn't feel good. All right, now I know where my vibrations are at. Let's start raising how I view myself in relationships. Let's start raising how I view them. So you might have to do some journaling. What do I fear if I enter a long-term relationship? What do I fear if I don't enter a long-term relationship? What do I fear if I have children? What do I fear if I don't have children? What do I fear about my business if I date someone? What do I fear if I don't date? What happened to my business? You kind of got to see where your thoughts are at. And I can almost guarantee you're going to come up with some thoughts that you weren't fully aware that you were having, but they were what was causing the bad feeling. They were the thoughts that allowed you to think that that bad feeling was okay. If someone yells at you, cusses at you, there's that old vibration. If you do that journaling, what do I fear if I'm successful? What do I fear if I fail? And do it on various topics in your life. You'll become aware of the thoughts that are creating a vibration within you that's attracting in bad feeling things. But because that person was so in your face, so a-hole, so mean, they were highlighting it to you so you learned it quickly. Hopefully. I hope you didn't stay with them that long. Because had it been someone who was a little bit nicer, called just a little bit more, listened just a little bit more, gave you a little bit more time, they just did something like, oh, if they would have just done that, they would have been great, it would have been perfect. They were so far in the red flag zone that it wasn't right for you that even if they took that little step, it wouldn't have been enough. Number one. Number two, if you met someone who was that middle step, not the full step, it might take you a year. You know, like if you get that guy who says it's a relationship and then acts like it's just sex, that's so in your face where your vibration's at. You can pick up on that quickly, you know? Ladies and gentlemen, you could pick up on that quickly. But if you had the person who would sometimes take you to a date, would do just enough to pacify you, it might have taken you 2 years to get the clarity for the next guy. So if you had that guy who was just sex, well then recognize like, whoa, there's a part of me that is obviously feeling a little nervous about marriage, a little nervous about getting a boyfriend, about getting a girlfriend. Because they're a mirror. They're displaying it differently than you, which is sometimes why it's a hard pill to swallow. The other person was displaying it in a I want sex only way. Like, our baby, I love you, but then they come over, it's just sex, and then they leave like, oh, I gotta go, work, busy. I'll call you next week, though, we'll hang out next week, right? Like, that's in your face. But the person who hangs out with you for an hour, but they don't spend the night, they'll once a month go out with you, it's not going to be as in your face. So you might be pacified longer and stick with it longer. Okay, so by now, I just told you why it was a good thing that that person so blaringly was an a-hole. And now that you've got the good clarity from it, it allows you to get more specific. Oh my God, I want a guy who I can lean into his chest and he's going to wrap his arms around me and it's going to feel so good. I want the guy who wants to like brush my hand and just flirt while we go walk to pick up hot dogs. I I want the guy who goes on hikes with me and just loves going on hikes, loves how excited I get about hikes, loves the snacks that I pack or he packs, loves looking at the waterfalls at the end of it. Oh my God, and he's gonna love bringing a blanket. He's probably gonna be playing such cool music for us to listen to. Oh, it's gonna be so fun going to the movies with him. It's gonna be so fun traveling with him, etc., etc., etc. Do you hear how when you first started your dating journey it was, yeah, I want to get married. Yeah, dinners, good sex. And now I want the person who it's going to feel, when they wrap their arms around me, it's going to feel so good. When we look and make eyes, it's going to tingle in my chest with warmth. You're adding in that level of detail. So you got to bask in that, guys.